Let's dive a little bit deeper into the action right now with all of our reporters. Abigail, get us started.
You know, Romaine, stocks are getting hit, but commodities are really getting slammed. Take a look at this intraday chart, actually a two-day chart of the Bloomberg Commodity Index down 2.6%. And that is the worst stretch for the Bloomberg Commodity Index in more than a year. What makes this pretty remarkable, today the dollar is actually down about 0.25%. When you put that together with yesterday's gain, about flat. So the commodity complex getting hit even with the dollar roughly flat. That tells you that this part of the risk asset silo really getting sold off worse than stocks. It's less liquid. Plus China, and of course we have this trumped up trade war now. China is the world's biggest consumer of natural resources. So this could be one reason. It could also be worrisome for stocks overall. Take a look at this longer term chart. In white, we're looking at the S&P 500. In blue, the Bloomberg Commodity Index. As I mentioned, both different areas of the risk assets. Last year, before the big fourth quarter volatility, both traded roughly in line, correlated. But the commodity complex started to slide back in May, a tell well ahead of the volatility that we saw for the S&P 500. This year, the commodity complex has not recovered in the way that the S&P 500 has to new all-time highs. That divergence could be worrisome over the long term, Renita, not just for commodities, but also for stocks.
Well, Abigail, stocks and commodities are down, of course, but some currencies are down, especially when it comes to looking at safe haven currencies, which are higher. I'm taking a look at a cross between the United States dollar and the Japanese yen, which is moving quite a bit as the flight to safety picks up after this trumped up trade war. The USD Japan or Japanese yen cross had earlier been up as much as 0.5%, now falling by the most since May. And on the other hand, the yen is actually advancing against all of its G10 peers. Very interesting.